Welcome to my presentation today called Precise Tailored Substation Automation with SICAM A8000. As you know, our SICAM A8000 can bring all its wonderful features to a large amount of applications, as we say in our ads, wherever energy flows. Today I will try to show you some of the multiple applications where our SICAM A8000 can be precisely tailored to fulfill the most demanding customer requirements. But before we start discussing the use cases, we will take a small overview of the SICAM A8000 family, where you will see all the main family members and some of their features and characteristics. So, let's start with the SICAM A8000 module overview. Our SICAM A8000 RTUs are designed to fulfill the most demanding requirements. They can be installed under rough ambient conditions, support automation functions, are designed to last for a very long time. Cybersecurity is at the core of the design of our RTUs. Their small size makes them ideal to be installed in applications where not much room is available. Their dielectric strength makes them especially suitable for applications wherever energy flows. Integration of third-party devices is not an issue with our RTUs thanks to the many protocols supported. And last but not least, although they can be small in size, they can be scaled up to fit really large applications. The SICAM A8000 series started with the CP8000. This small box is a fully equipped RTU with integrated power supply, digital inputs and digital outputs. It has also 2 LAN ports and 2 serial ports. It also has a display for local monitoring of inputs, outputs and measurements. It was followed by the CP8021. This has the same processor capabilities and ports of the CP8000. The difference is that the power supply is not integrated, so it can be installed separately for various voltages, and also redundant. Then the CP8022 came along. This RTU is exactly the same as the CP8021, but with 2 relevant enhancements. First, it has an additional serial port, and second, it also has a built-in GPRS modem, which means that this RTU comes already prepared for wireless communication. All these RTUs support at the same time up to 4 different communication protocols and can handle up to 50 IDs and up to 20,000 data points. You can attach 8 I/O modules on the CP8021 and 22 and up to 6 on the CP8000. Then we have the Linux-based SICAM A8000 RTUs. Here we have the new CP8031, which has been tailored to fulfill the same project size of the smaller CP8021. This RTU provides additional features such as embedded firewall and the capacity to host 1 SIAP. Furthermore, the web HMI feature is also included on this RTU, which makes it also ideal to be used in stations where only a small SCADA is required or as a bay controller. And finally, we have here the most powerful member of the family, the CP8050. This RTU has 2 LAN ports and 2 serial ports, just like the smaller CP8021. However, this RTU is provided with a much more powerful CPU. It can handle up to 8 protocol elements on its basic firmware. It can handle up to 400 IDs and up to 400,000 data points among all its interfaces. In addition, it supports extra features such as device redundancy, can be expanded up to 24 protocol elements, support the connection of I/Os of 19-inch rack type, has a built-in firewall, and can host up to 3 user-defined SIAPs. Also, the web-based HMI feature is included here. This CPU can be powered up with the same power supplies used for the smaller RTUs, so the amount and types of spares required can be reduced to a minimum. Attached to the CPU, you can add also up to 8 I/O modules exactly as in the smaller RTUs. Also, all modules available for the smaller RTUs are available for the CP8050 or for the CP8031. But the CP8050 is not limited to only 8 I/O modules. Up to 15 external rows of up to 8 I/O modules each can be included on one RTU through remote interface modules like the CI8530. These modules can be connected to the LAN ports of the CP8050 to extend the bus both with electric LAN cable or via fiber optic, and also provide the power supply for the I/O modules on the row. The communication interfaces can also be expanded on this RTU. For example, the additional communication interface module CI8520 or CI8522 provides 5 additional LAN ports, where LAN redundancy protocols such as RSTP, PRP, or HSR can be configured. Or we also have the CI8551 module, which provides 5 additional serial ports. The external rows can be easily connected to a CP8050 in daisy chain configuration, or for maximum reliability as a ring, so a broken link wouldn't affect the other rows. With this, the CP8050 is ready to meet challenges where distributed IOs are required. Here we have an overview of the IO modules available. There is the binary output module DO8212 with 8 binary outputs for different voltages. We have also binary input modules with 16 binary inputs, also for different voltages. There is the module AI8310 for the acquisition of temperatures from PT100 transducers, or the module AI8320 for the measurement of 20 mA or 10 volt signals. There is also the AO8380 module for the generation of 20 mA signals, so they can be injected in other processes. For the measurement of three-phase systems, we have the AI8510 and 11 modules. With them, voltages can be read from voltage transducers or directly from the secondary of a voltage transformer. Currents can be acquired through low power transducers of the type 225 mV. For that, the module CM808020 can be used. For the Linux-based RTUs, we also have additional binary output modules such as the DO8221 with 12 outputs for secure command and the DO8230 with 16 transistor outputs. Or the additional modules AI8330 and 40 for the acquisition of three-phase measurements, which provide higher sampling rate, and the possibility to perform synchro check for the closing of circuit breakers. So now this RTU can be safely used as a bay controller. Furthermore, there is a LED module to have local monitoring of all inputs and outputs in a group of 8 I/O modules. This is available for all types of SICAM A8000 RTUs. So now let's go to the use cases. As first use case, we will see this application, the power transmission substation automation. The automation of electrical substations is an essential service for the power transmission grid. The substation controller must fulfill all requirements demanded by this application. The system to implement this application has some typical requirements that must be fulfilled. The system must be redundant, must communicate with several IEDs through multiple communication protocols. Thousands of data points must be managed by the system. The IEDs to be integrated are not all equipped with the newest communication protocols, so all their serial protocols must also be supported. But at the same time, redundant Ethernet networks are used to integrate the newest devices. Other requirements, such as high-end cybersecurity, automation capabilities, and time synchronization, are also quite important for this application. Our solution for this application would normally include our powerful CP8050 extended with additional LAN ports and with additional serial ports through extension communication interface modules. To make it redundant, a second set is normally provided, plus the required additional redundancy license. Additional single or redundant periphery can be also included to acquire signals not coming directly from IEDs in the substation. The configuration of a CP8050 for this application can be optimally created to the configuration tool SICAM Device Manager with the standard license. With this, the exporting of data to SICAM SEC can be done in the blink of an eye. With this configuration, you have several advantages. For example, you could reduce the amount of switches required, since the redundant LAN protocols RSTP, PRP, and HSR can be implemented directly on the CP8050. You could also enjoy a state-of-the-art cybersecurity, since our solution has been certified according to IEC 62443, while also enjoying maximum performance and expansion capabilities. As second use case, we will see this related to power distribution, the feed-in management box. Medium voltage switchgear are very important assets in the electric network. Their electric monitoring and controlling is key to keep high customer satisfaction and to reduce outage times to the minimum. Through a feed-in management box, the customer can improve dramatically its fail detection capabilities while also improving safety and reducing operation costs, all with a standardized solution, easy to install and to maintain. Our solution, a smart SICAM A8000 RTU at the core, such as a CP8022. Smart fault detectors SICAM FCM on branches of medium and low voltage. For power quality, measurements a SICAM Q100 device on low voltage, medium voltage, or on both. For management of motorized switching devices, motor control units can be deployed for each circuit. All these IDs can be integrated to the SICAM A8000 via Modbus RTU. To integrate signals not coming directly from the IDs, such as those related to the transformer, binary input-output modules can be included directly on the SICAM A8000 RTU. Your advantages with this solution: the SICAM FCM modules don't have to be configured individually through a separate tool, but they can be configured with SICAM Device Manager through the SICAM A8000 via Modbus. So you have central management of all the configuration parameters. You just set the parameters in SICAM Device Manager and you are ready. The SICAM A8000 acts as a gateway to get all the information from the included IDs seamlessly. So all information can be provided to the upper level through various communication protocols, such as IC104 or DMP3, also wirelessly with the integrated GPRS modem. Of course, on this small RTU, you can also perform your desired automation functions, such as interlocking verification. In addition to all that, in conjunction with an external modem, the CP8022 supports the functionality to send SMS messages to predefined numbers. Furthermore, the relevant information can be onboarded into IoT platforms such as MindSphere, where the use of advanced analytic applications such as SICAM Localizer can be used to facilitate the location of faults and to minimize outage times. And of course, with top-notch cybersecurity features. Our third use case is focused in industry, the implementation of an energy network management system in an industry plant. The ENMCS supports the demand-oriented supply, distribution, and monitoring of electrical energy in the industry. It ensures that the required energy supply reaches all relevant consumers from the feed-in to the low-voltage distribution level. With this, it is ensured that the electric energy will reach all the places where it is needed through the whole chain, from the feed-in to the low voltage. The requirements for this application include the need to provide a cost-effective solution that would cover several substations with several data points distributed along several buildings. The collected data must be forwarded not only to the local SCADA system, but usually also to other process control centers through different communication protocols. Also, some of the IDs to be integrated are equipped with industrial communication protocols that must be supported. Other important feature is that the system must be easy to expand, since industrial installations are growing all the time. Also, special functionalities such as load shedding, microgrid, and control of renewables is normally required for this application. Our solution for such an application would normally include the powerful CP8050 with extension interfaces, so several LAN and serial ports are also available. The centralized I/Os can be installed in different buildings. These connections can be made also in fiber optic, so distances between buildings of a couple of kilometers are not an obstacle for the deployment of the solution. Your advantages with this solution: for such a large system, you need fewer devices with higher functionality. The modular structure allows for the easy expansion of the system with extremely large device limits. You can make use of our large experience connecting third-party devices to our SICAM A8000 systems. The soft PLC features available are state-of-the-art, so you can expand your automation to new limits. You can also use the SICAM A8000 to segregate networks, so you could have maximum cybersecurity while also keeping the communication flow between the different system elements. In addition, higher functions such as load shedding, generation control, microgrid, and photovoltaic plant control are available. Our next use case is the data node or gateway application. Many subsystems and networks use different communication protocols. To integrate all the information of these subsystems on an upper level can be a very complex task. A data node or gateway is required to gather the information from these subsystems and to send it to one or several upper systems under a communication protocol that can be understood by them. This application normally requires a redundant system, since the communication between the upper and lower system is always critical. The data node must support several communication protocols and must be able to transfer large amount of data points. The amount of subsystems or substations that must be connected to the data node could be quite large. And to prevent man-in-the-middle attacks, TLS encryption is also a normal cybersecurity requirement for the provided communication. Since the amount of data to be converted is huge, it must be done seamlessly by the data node to prevent communication jamming in the system. Our solution could consider a redundant CP8050 with extension interfaces. The advantages of this implementation with a CP8050: up to 24 protocol instances can be supported and up to 400 stations can be connected to the data node. TLS and IPsec encryption and the integrated firewall in the CP8050 ensures maximum security, while IDs can be accessed securely from the upper levels through the RTU via service forwarding. If the master system uses the communication protocol IC104 or DMP3, it is possible to manage the same IP address on both CP8050, so both data nodes will be seen as a single one by the master system. And the fact that the redundancy is firmware-based ensures that its implementation is very simple and that it works only under proven algorithms. The CP8050 can also provide a secure separation of TCP/IP networks through the available hardware-based application firewall to ensure the highest cybersecurity to the data center. Our next use case shows how flexible the SICAM A8000 family can be through the use of CAPs. We are talking about the implementation of a load management system for e-charging units. With the advent of the electric car, the need to manage the growing change of battery chargers has become more and more pressing. With the implementation of a robust and secure load management system, it can be ensured that the e-vehicles can be charged in the way that best serves the users, while preserving the interests of the owner of the loading stations and while ensuring the stability of the electric grid. The solution for this application must provide a way to interface with the system in order to allow the management of different load management strategies. The load management system must also interact with devices and with external systems through different communication protocols such as IC101, 104, 6150, and Modbus. Finally, the e-charging system must be able to communicate through the OCPP protocol. The Open Charge Point Protocol has become the default standard for communication between electric vehicles charging stations and a central management system. Our solution would include a CP8031, which fulfills by default almost all these requirements. The load management logic has been implemented through CFC Logics, supports a friendly web-based interface, and can communicate through almost all the required communication protocols. The only one that is not supported by default by the CP8030 or 31 is the OCPP. However, a CAP has been prepared who perform this task within the SICAM A8000. With this solution, you get a cost-effective and efficient solution to fulfill these requirements. To summarize, the SICAM A8000 family can be used on almost every application where energy flows. If you have another application that we have not listed here, but you want to know which RTU to use, there are some considerations that might help you decide. You should consider the system size. If the amount of data is small and standard communication protocols are required, the CP8000, 8021, and 8022 can be the solution for you. But if the system size is still small, but you need large soft PLC automation power, then you should go with the CP8031. If you have a large system with more than 4 protocols or more than 50 IDs or more than 10,000 master data points, then you should go with the CP8050. Also, if you require extra large PLC power, or if you require more than 8 I/O modules, or if you need to use I/Os in 19-inch rack format, then you will need the CP8050. If you need to have embedded web HMI functionality, or multiple IP addresses on the same LAN interface. Or if you require higher cybersecurity features, then the CP8031 or CP8050 would do. Also, if your application demands the use of a protocol not yet available or requires the development of some algorithms or sort functions not available in the SICAM A8000 family, you can still use the Linux-based RTUs CP8031 or CP8050 and create a CApp to fulfill that requirement. You are no longer constrained to the product lifecycle defined for the devices. You own your own development. Finally, if in your application you need to have many communication interfaces or to support redundancy LAN protocols or device redundancy, then the CP8050 is the right SICAM A8000 for you. So, as you have seen, the SICAM A8000 can be perfectly tailored to fulfill the most demanding requirements. We have gathered in Siemens the required expertise to provide solutions for these and for many more applications, from the smallest to the largest applications. Through the SICAM A8000 system, you can let the energy flow safely. Of course, if you have questions, doubts, or interest in our product and its possible applications, you can just contact us. We will be happy to support you.
Thank you, Jorge. That was interesting to see these many applications for a SICAM A8000. I didn't know that yet, and I think I will try to memorize all of them. And I thought, oh yeah, that's simple to speed up time because we don't have any questions. But no, the questions are coming in from the auditorium. Thank you for that. And I think we at least take time for 2 of them to make this a nice round head here. The first question is there any plan to develop CI module with single mode FO port, as we need to connect to FOPP network when using for control center connectivity?
So actually the expansion module CI8522 comes with it comes with 5 LAN ports, but 2 of these ports are with a SFP connector, a special factor form connector. So when you order it, these 2 ports are coming with fiber optic multi-mode up to 2 kilometers. But you can equip it with any other module, a small factor form, for the type of fiber optic that you require. The only requirement is that it must be for 100 megabits. Other than that, you can select the one that you want, and then you are not limited to any physical interface.
Oh, okay, great to know that. Thanks. And another question is A8000 certified for IEC 61850 edition 2?
Of course, our RTUs are certified for IEC 61850 edition 2. Actually, the smaller RTUs are the CP8000 802122 are for edition 2, and the CP8031 and CP8050 are certified for edition 2.1. So
okay,
we have covered everything.
Thank you. And we take time for one last question. Is there any application for low voltage substations? At the moment,
so basically you can build the application specifically that you need. The system is quite friendly, and we have the tools so you can develop your own application. There are some specific applications that are being developed at the moment by some regions. So of course you can contact us and we can try to provide you more details on that.
Thank you. Already mentioning CAP, I know we have a presentation around that. I think it will be tomorrow, but I'm not sure.
Actually, today at 5 p.m. I don't know if we will have a small delay as well.
No, hopefully not.
I will just make a live demonstration about how you can write a small CAP.
Great. So thanks for the presentation. Thanks for your answers. Thanks for staying with us. I've seen that there were a lot of people with us in the line. Thank you for that. And so I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.